Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from Galleria de las Islas in Metro Manila, Philippines. Hey, I've been talking in the last few days, I talked about copying in my blog and that always gets a lot of response. And I talked yesterday about artists, small business people rather than entrepreneurs, and that I don't think doing some things are good. Anyway, I received a video today and I thought I'd comment on this video because it really explains what I am talking about. Why I get up and I rave and rant and I like Don Quixote, want to fight the windmills. Because this video said it so plainly. It was an academic in America talking about the decline of art and how we've lost sight of the Michelangelo, the beautiful stuff, the Vermeer paintings, and all that kind of thing. And how today art has fallen to such a low ebb that, you know, in a museum in Los Angeles, they put a 340-ton rock on something and called it art. Now, this is an academic talking. Now, friends, this is why I get so upset about these people who think that they run the art business, the art, what happens, and then they complain because of what they have done. You know, the truth is, this stuff that is accepted as art, that is truly rubbish, like manure on the floor, like a rock on something, like all this stuff we see that we look at aghast. You know who does this? The museums. It's not the art galleries. It's not the professional galleries. It's not the commercial galleries. It's the museums. And who runs the museums? Academics, wannabes, people who know nothing about art, people who think that they do know something about art. They run these institutions, not artists. Artists don't do that. And if these people who rail against how terrible art is today got out of their institutions and went and had a look at the art market, just opened up Facebook and looked at a few artist pages, they would see that there's some wonderful art out there that is creative, that is brilliant. And I'm talking about not just abstraction, some of the landscapes that are being done, the beautiful cityscapes that are being done, the amazing abstractions that are being done, the wonderful sculpture that's being done by artists. But this is not accepted by the institutions because the institutions are too highbrow. They want a whole lump of manure on the floor and they call it art. Now, they say that we're the emperor without clothes. No, they are. They're the ones who did this. We didn't do it. The artists didn't do this. Some people who call themselves artists who did the rubbish things like that, yes, they think they're artists, but they're not, they're scammers. These people that run these things then want to blame you, the artist, for the decline of art. Art hasn't declined. Art is still doing well. They just need to get out of their institutions, out of their schools, out of their academies, out of their museums, and go and look what the artists are really doing, and they'll be shocked. They'll be shocked to see that there's beautiful artwork out there being done by wonderful creative artists who are doing wonderful things. Art is alive. Art has not gone down the hill. Art in institutions has gone down the hill, but in the real world, in the market that I'm in the market that you're in, people like to buy pretty paintings. Now, I know the paintings that are around me, these ones of Austin's, are not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. I've also got some beautiful landscapes and got some beautiful portraits. I got the lot. You know, what is wrong? This is the thing, artists, that I say. Artists need to take back the business because these people who run the business, they've just declined it so badly that now these things are accepted as art. And then they've got the hide to rail against us artists like we did this. I don't think any artist put any money into the 340 million or whatever it cost to put that hunk of rock on the thing. I don't think any artist put out money for installation work that is just rubbish, that should never have been done. You know, artists don't do this. No. Institutions do this with government money and they call it art. And it's not art. It's got nothing to do with art. It's got to do with business called art that has nothing to do with us at all. These academics, these museum heads, these people who think they know what good and bad art. Could you imagine someone says to me, oh, I know what good art is and I know what bad art is. What a load of rubbish. What are these people? We know what isn't art, and a lump of manure on the floor isn't art. It's manure on the floor. That's all it is. A rock on a plinth in the middle of nowhere is a rock on a plinth, not art. This is what I don't get. You see, friends, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm going to lose everybody today, and I'll have nobody on my video tomorrow and nobody reading my blogs. That's fine, because I am sick of this. I am sick of the artist being blamed because the art business or the art institution business is full of rubbish. I didn't buy any of it. I wouldn't buy any of it. You know, I go to all the auctions I can, all the art fairs I can, and I have never yet seen a pile of manure in an art fair that I've been to or in an auction house that I've been to. I see beautiful paintings. And the people, the collectors, are buying beautiful paintings and beautiful sculptures, like these sculptures around here that we have, like this one. Beautiful sculptures, you know, of a little boy. That, not manure. Friends, what I see is that this is the hypocrisy of the art world. The hypocrisy of academia, the hypocrisy of art schools, the hypocrisy of museums. And I hope they all come back at me because they've got no fit to stand on. They purchased this. They bought it. We didn't. You and I were not asked. My opinion was not sought out. If my opinion had been sought out, I would have looked at them and said, this is rubbish. You want some real art? Let's go and find some real art. Now this is the extreme of what academia does. They don't talk to the artists. They don't come and talk to us. They don't want to know what we think. They want to be able to say and go a little bit further and a little bit more shocking and a little bit more shocking till we end up with cows cut in half and bloody sharks in you know, things. There's nothing to do with art. This is not art. This is exhibitionism. This is extremism. This is taking things to the ultimate end and calling it art, when it's not art. Art is what we do, guys. Art is mum and dad sitting and painting a thing. I was talking to someone this morning and we talked about competitions. And I said, you know, about that competition in Australia that you have every year and always somebody important wins it. And I thought, imagine if they had no signatures on any of the paintings. Every name was covered over in the back. And then they got 4 judges who couldn't speak English, who came from places like, you know, Brazil and Guatemala, Afghanistan, China, and they came in and they judged the art. I tell you what, we would probably get a really different artist win it, because then the club, the boys club or girls club, whatever you want to call it, couldn't put their person in. No, not anymore. So maybe Mabel Smith from Geraldton might win it. Or somebody else from somewhere who is unknown might win it. But as long as this establishment wants to control the market and define what art is, we don't win. And that's where it's wrong. And that's why I say we need to take back the asylum and we need to make it sane again. And we need artists in control, because this is our business. This is not their business. Institutions have nothing to do with art. Oh yeah, they collect some nice pieces. Well, that's good, that's great. But they also collect a ton of rubbish. And then they blame us for the decline of art. Isn't that amazing? I find that strange. That's like blaming the decline of the school system on the students. It doesn't work that way. Hey, we didn't do the wrong thing. We didn't purchase this rubbish. They purchased it. They called it art. We laughed. And we still laugh. And then they say art has declined. No, they just need to get out of the business. Get out of the business. Do what you do. Run your museum. Don't tell us what art is. Just be silent. Okay, friends, I'm going to finish there. I think I've said enough. I hope somebody's still watching. You have a great day. I'm going to go back and calm down and, you know, sit down and have a coffee. I think I need one. Look, remember to reach out and touch people. People are important. I care about people. I care about you artists. I really do. I wouldn't do what I do if I didn't care, if I didn't have some passion about this. And I only do what I do at my late age because I am tired of this. I am tired of the industry being the kickball for these academics who are to blame in the first place. They're to blame for what's happened, not us. I'll stop. Okay, have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon, probably tomorrow, if there's anyone left. And have a great day. Ciao.